jammed. Even to my company, I can't call them. I can't make a phone call. I pay $69 a month, and it illegally gets jammed from people here in Norwich. I can't even call a 911. You want to see this? This has been going on till 2016. It's Metro PCS here in Norwich, Connecticut, America. Look, I still can't get. Ain't that crazy? Now look, you want to see what happens when I call 911 emergency? Look, I I have an emergency. I'm shot. Oh, that goes through. So let's try this. My phone's being jammed 5 times. This is the, look at that. Hung it up. So it's the police jamming it. Look at me. Call my attorney's number. Bob Reardon, 860-442-0444. Attorney Reardon. My attorney.
Morning, Reardon Law Firm.
Is Bob Reardon in? This is Carol Baris. Yeah, my phone's also being jammed, and I just videotaped it. Is Bob Reardon in? This is Carol Baris. Okay, I'm gonna have to call Interpol and Consumer Protection. These guys broke international building codes, and Zamarka said he can't do it because obviously he's not going to get paid. Number one. Because I asked him to take it, but if he's not going to take it, he said he'd take it for Jessica. I'm going to talk to Paul Spinella, but these people need to go to jail. I need to be compensated. They broke. What law didn't they break? From perspective and compliance at the top of the pyramid down. The house is a fire trap, and they violated. I got in touch with Megan's Law's parents' law firm in New York about how they could move me and my daughter in, or let me move in without telling me about 2 registered sex offenders. B as in boy, EREIS is in Sam. 860-574-6501. I already tried to get a hold of Interpol. I am done. I'm done. I'm so done. I understand there's due process, but I'm done. There's not anybody I didn't catch, okay? Thank you. Oh, I guess the phone works now. 848-5900. So whoever's calling from that, and I believe it's the Uncas on the Thames Public Health Department. That's that number. So, in fact, I'm going to look up the Public Health Department. And I'm about 100% sure that's who keeps hanging up the phone. Health Department. Oh, that's the one in, that's the one, Gary Griffin in Hartford. Yeah. Oh, conveniently, we don't have Uncas on the Thames here. All right. I'm going to go back to this. But apparently, they have some issue. Wonder if that's the work Connecticut Works. I didn't do that. wonder if that's Connecticut Works. No more pictures. So they hung up on me at least 10 times in my appointment. Dude, I ain't making that appointment. I ain't even going to court because they're going to come and arrest this dude. I don't have to go to court. Oh, we're going to save this number. Damn, my phone. Where's the other line? Let's give these assholes a call. Uh, okay, so obviously I turned this on. Here's the dove. It's been on for 10 minutes. Crow is not out yet. All right. Actually, I'm going to plug this in to get a charge. Scripted and compliance. Damn. There he is. There's Doggy Dog. Come out. Yeah. Yes, here we go again. Trying to get the phone. Okay, so I can't even get to Connecticut jobs without some fucking bullshit I remember. Let's see what it is locally. How about all right, you know what? Fuck is that news number? Now I'm getting a little pissed off. This shit. Uh, okay, here it is. Now I'm calling Hartford. Hey, John, is Mary there? Oh, okay. Do you know what state agency has the 848-5900? Yeah, seriously. Well, it called me. I tried to call back. It kept hanging up on me. So I videotaped it actually live feed and sent it to my attorney about jamming a phone. I believe that's public health. My little friends over there next to your forensic psychiatry that lied. Uncas on the Thames. That's who I think that is. But I call Reardon. I know, but there's other agency. Like I said, I can't make it up. I have 10 hangups from the agency, whoever called me. I showed the avatars of my thing. I put on my live YouTube feed. Hello, I'm telling you, I was tired of it. So whatever agency has just been recorded on live feed 10 times with that shit. Can't make it up because I'm holding the phone and connect, and you see they called me because I'm returning at 5 minutes to 8. And then I find 19 avatars in my camera on my album, Old Track. So I'm just saying. Did you drop the phone there, John? I'll call back. That was John. Let me show you. He dropped the phone. I called him on mobile outreach after how many times is that? Well, we tried that number. How many does that say? Oh, the emergency went through. Oh, there we go. 5 that time. See the missed call at 7:55? $5,900. Huh. Very interesting. See that? Let's get it again. The number, the time they called. Let's get the 5 times they hung up. We have that already on video. These are your state agencies of Connecticut. The ones that play games with Megan's laws, Connecticut sector offender laws, thinks it's funny to have rapists up in here, suspected murderer, international building codes. Yeah. Welcome to Connecticut. You never want to move here. 49% mill rate on their houses. See, I call Reardon right away. Robert Reardon. Let's call Interpol because this place won't do anything that they're supposed to do. Let's call Interpol. That might cost me $1. Not the fact that I can't even. You want to see me try? I'll do. Before I do that, I want you to see me dial New York, a 613 number. Let's see what it is. 613. Here it is. Look at this. A local number. Want to see if I can call?
You'll need a Metro PCS calling card available for purchase at most Metro PCS locations.
For this, how's that for service for Metro? Time to play their game. Can my friends please share that and send that to Megan's parents' law firm in New York? I think they'd be interested to know that there's actually blocked calls. Look, blocked calls.
In order to complete your call, you'll need a Metro PCS calling card available.
Who owns Metro? Isn't it some law enforcement officers? Metro tried to sell me a hotspot I was paying for and didn't tell me for 2 years. You see how they disconnect the phones. That's here in Norwich, Metro PCS here in Norwich, Connecticut. So we're going to ask them today why I can't make a phone call to upstate New York. Okay, go watch the birds. Now I call Interpol because these guys will let her sell the house and leave. See, Interpol, they wouldn't do that. Norwich didn't even arrest the man for the shit he did. Norwich is something else, this Norwich PD up here. They came in here without a warrant, lied to me, told me my daughter had a warrant, knew he was a sexual offender, and there was children in here, 3 years old, did nothing. That's your law enforcement. That's why they don't want the law firm to know from Megan's Law. They get fired instead of retired or moved. All right, so I'm going to go look here. Crime areas. It's going to be financial. I'm done playing games. Financial. There we go. There we go. Let's say, hey, this is going on. police and say, hey, this is going on. Yeah, I need their expertise. So let's see where I can contact them. Calls for tender, terms of use, contact Interpol. There we go. Got it now. Contact them. See? Contact Interpol. These people are selling their house. They tried to show it yesterday. They're in France. So I got to send a damn fax. Financial fraud. Not social. I'm not playing your game today there, kiddo. How's that? Let's get building inspector. Hi, Dan. It's Carol Maurice. So Jenny was showing the house yesterday to sell it. Didn't even know she didn't live in New York. She lives here in Norwich. I'm contacting Interpol actually under financial crime. I do. It's international law while I'm on the website. That's exactly. They're trying to dump this property to some sucker and bounce. So, is the hot water getting cut off today? And what about the electric? Well, that number 212. She was here. She lives in Norwich. She lied to me for 2 years. She does not live in New York. She's known around here. She has several properties. And like I said, I'm contacting Liverpool, Interpol. It's actually I have to send a fax to France, an international crime. So I'm going to try to do that, but I was hoping you had your report because she's trying to take the money and run and leave everybody in the bag. Okay, well, somebody told them here, one of the other people, because there's 3 agencies. They use United Way funds to get me in here, by the way. That's why Interpol. There's a lot going on. But Sound Community put some people in here and let them know so I'm not going to get screwed. That's all I'm telling you. And it's by your due process, they're going to get away and we're going to be carrying a bag. So I like them to go to jail. No, they sent me here with Megan's Law, sexual violent offenders. My daughter has a boyfriend now when she's a victim of rape. We have children. They lied, didn't tell me, and I stayed in the shelter, dude. My daughter died almost 4 times and now has a boyfriend who's a 3-time rapist and a suspected murder of April Pennington in Montville. I'm not playing. I just got off with Reardon. So, well, yeah, you do. You guys fucking, she's been in business how many years? And I had you here out there last year for bed bugs, and she's still in operation. Zoning. Well, you knew if you're treating 3 of the 6 rooms that they rent for bed bugs, it's not a single family home. Okay, it was a setup. The city, the state set me up. It's been proven, and I called Interpol. Have a good day, Dan. Fucking piece of shit. Oh, yeah, big time they need to be contacted. I can't just call. Fuck. Oh, I will call the soup kitchen. I will pay for it. How you like me now? I need to fax something to France.
Good morning, St. Vincent de Paul Place. Diane speaking.
Hi, Diane. This is Carol Baris. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
So. I got to send a fax, and I need to know if I can send it there from Jillian, and it's to France. It's to Interpol.
Okay, she's one of the clients now.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm in a kind of housing crisis. We're in a matchbox here that was zoned as a single family. They're trying to unload it and sell it yesterday after the city and the state knew about this. So it's international building code laws. Try Megan's Law. No, Megan's Law. For sexual offenders. Her parents' law firm had to look into this. They set me up into this house and my kid and some other kid. There's a 3-year-old up here.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
Can't make this shit up. NBC got involved. It's a little old news, but the point being, I need to report to Interpol because she's trying to sell the house as of yesterday.
Oh, Jesus. And, oh, my God.
She lied. I just found out this weekend she lives in Norwich. She doesn't even live in New York. She's well known.
Uh-oh.
So I need to send this to Interpol before our due process lets this bitch leave.
Right. Okay.
And there's 24 of us homeless going what? And some lady that owns nothing.
Oh, Jesus. Where are you staying now, Carol?
Mr. Chan's.
Where?
488 East Main Street.
Oh,
where I did last year, and he had bed bugs. And I said, well, the Department of Public Health was in here. They knew it was a rooming house then. That was a year ago.
Oh my God.
My daughter and I were set up. It's that simple, and it's known.
Yeah.
Reardon already took Jessica's case 2 months ago in May. So I'm just saying I cannot. It's France. It's overseas fax.
Okay. All right. Well,
I have cash to pay for it. I don't know how much it is to fax it.
all right. So let me see.
When Jillian's done, can you have her call me immediately?
I certainly will. She has your number.
Oh yeah. We have I have her cell number too. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I will tell her.
Thank you so much, Diane.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, that was Sma who did that. John almost dropped the phone. Tell me that SMA is Southeastern Mental Health Authority, Uncas on the Thames. Those are the ones that kill people on the crisis line. You gotta come out of there. Yeah. No, I'm not going to your stinking fucking thing. You're in more trouble than that. That's not it. Oh, I'm gonna record this. I can record this on my end. They won't do anything on that. Other than try to hurt you. Yes, who would I speak to? I'm trying to get fax Interpol today. I live at 488 East Main Street. Dan Coley was here, and these people have, I spoke to somebody before about perspective and compliance. Not only did they break all international building codes, they did the Megan's Law Sex Registry and the Connecticut State Registry. Megan's Law's parents' law firm got involved. My name is Carol Baris. I spoke to a dispatcher who said it would either be ICE or Interpol. It turns out it's Interpol. Is there somebody I could speak to? Because this woman also lied and gave me a number of 212 area code in New York and told me for 2 years she lives in New York. She does not. She lives here in Norwich. In fact, she tried to sell or might have sold a house yesterday before all this comes down. Thank you. That's a first. Yes, sir. The lady here, my landlord at 488 East Main Street, Jenny Chan, I've known her for 2 years. I have those texts and phone numbers that we've talked back and forth. Dan Coley told me this morning that he took a picture actually of her phone number on Friday and some of the texts. He said that they're not speaking English. Well, I just called him to let him know that I just found out she doesn't even live in New York. She's here in Norwich. She owns several properties, and she tried to sell the place, or did yesterday. I have the number for Interpol. That's who it would be under. It's organized crime.
What would be under Interpol?
This,
The fact that she sells her house?
the international
No, I'm familiar with it.
okay, well, she's got more than one properties. They're Chinese. They're looking like organized crime, and it was a setup. I mean, Megan's Law's parents, a law firm in New York, were contacted.
What does Megan's Law have to do with Interpol?
It has everything, sex crimes, because we were moved in here. I told her. It has to, both things have to do with it. Number one, she didn't tell me, my daughter, 5 people. There was a 3-year-old here, and children exposed to 2 sexual offenders, one on Connecticut State Registry and one on Megan's law. So their parents, attorneys, a law firm in New York, has been involved and got contacted a couple of weeks ago by NBC, sir. Your what is it? Due process comes through because state of Connecticut. Yes, they own several that are illegal.
They can sell their property if they want to.
Tax evasion, sir.
I'm sorry?
Tax evasion. They have it zoned as a commercial, a single when it's multi or commercial. Easy. It's not even up to code. They broke every law from prospective to compliance, the top of the pyramid down. I just called Bob Reardon, who's going to take the case 2 months ago for Jessica. Okay, but my daughter who lived here, that was a rape victim. Guy did 2 years. He was here illegally from Guatemala, and Jenny was told this and had joint custody of the kids when she moved in here from in November from jail. The courts knew it, and both these people were on probation. So probations need.
So the courts knew it.
And probation. Yes.
Okay, that's a little bit higher in the food chain.
That's why I said Interpol.
So you called Interpol about this?
Correct. I've been online 2 days about it.
Okay. You've been online? You've talked to somebody?
No. Actually, I'm sending a fax today. If you must know the truth.
Well, I would like
it's in France. It's in France. Yeah, their fax. Well, because you know what? There's not one crime they didn't break in international building. Broke all of it, and there's multiple victims, sir, and nobody's done anything now for 2 months. When it was reported to Reardon, and he said he'd take the case. So I'm just saying, I left a message, but now one of the people here told them what was going on. So they're trying to take the money and run before the government gets it, and that's who deserves it, the government, not the state of Connecticut. That's who gets the funds. It's the state of Connecticut. It's from the feds. Well, guess what? State of Connecticut's knee deep in it. Probation. Courthouse. I can prove a criminal intent by them changing the address or omitting number 2 apartment. And I brought that to the.
That's not your responsibility, miss.
Well, you know, the court shouldn't. When the court sits there and was told the day she got out where she would be living, and I went to a shelter to make sure she'd be safe. And then when the court got wind of this 2 weeks ago, when I filed for the restraining order, I went to Kara. I said, why did you omit the number 2? You know damn well which number she lives in. That's a criminal intent to defraud, sir. That's your courthouse.
Okay.
Yeah, that is my business. They threw me under the bus, and they threw these other kids under the bus and exposed them to sexual offenders. They should go to jail. I don't care if they're what they do in court. I don't care if it's a judge. Like Kennedy, SCOTUS, they need to go to jail. Well, they retire them, excuse me. They don't put them in jail. So I'm trying to say, who do I call locally or federally to let them know in America they might have sold this property yesterday. And they're telling Dan they don't speak English. And they do live in Norwich. So everything out of their mouth is a lie. And you're talking over $1 million on the 3 properties. So, I was given to you. What? I guess, sir, you don't. Your job?
Yeah, and I do my job.
Okay, so are you going to do anything about this?
We'll look into it. Was it 480 East Main?
Yes, sir.
We'll look into that.
And your name? And can you get back to me on that?
Yep, as soon as we conclude the investigation, we'll call you back.
Okay, and have you gotten a hold of Interpol, or you don't think it's that serious?
I just talked to you now. It's impossible for me to talk to you and get a hold of Interpol at the same time.
Okay, that's a good answer, I guess. I guess you are. Okay, thank you, sir.
Have a great day.
You too. So I recorded that, as you could tell. We'll see if that works. Not fucking nice. It's Interpol. I ain't doing shit. Oh. I'm supposed to be at court with Chan. I'm not going because I'm not getting a restraining order because the man is a fucking financial criminal. All right. Oh. Okay, that one I need to save. Okay. Nobody has a like. Nobody. Can I record it? That's the next thing. Back to bird watching. Okay.
Thank you for calling the Norwood Superior Court Judicial District in Norwich, Connecticut. Our office hours are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, except for legal holidays. Our fax number is 860-887-8643. For further information regarding filing fees and case information, please visit our website at www.jud.com. If you know the extension of the person you're calling, you may dial them at any time during this message. For Civil and Family Clerk's Office, please hold a moment.
And we get this all in the background. Love it.
Superior Court, this is Nick.
Yes, is Shalom or somebody there that I know? I don't think I've ever talked to you, Nick.
I don't know if you know that Shalom. She's not here anymore.
Oh, good call. Okay, I had a case go on. The reason I'm courthouse that you work at in the criminal section over there, the door next to you where Kara is, the last letter they sent my daughter proves criminal intent on the courthouse's behalf. I can't even make it up. They omitted the number 2 apartment. I got an eviction and Mr. Chan omitted the number 2 on this apartment building. He has it zoned single family. So it's international building code violations. Everything from prescriptive down to and compliance down, from the top of the pyramid down. I'm actually got off with the police and let them know that I actually caught your courthouse criminally trying to defraud or criminal intent by omitting that number 2 when they were told in November my daughter was coming here. Now, there's 2 things. I wanted to do a housing code violation case. Apparently, this is under Interpol. So I'm not going to come in there, and the eviction notice that proves criminal intent to defraud from these people who actually do live in Norwich and not New York and tried to sell the house yesterday. I'm going to go in there and get a housing code violation case I'd like to file, and I believe it's going to immediately have to go to Hartford if I'm correct, because it's international building code violations. Are you aware of any of that? No. Okay, so I could come in there though today and pick up a building code violation housing case, right? The paperwork there?
They should have the paperwork in the court service center.
Okay. Now, do I have to file it there and request it be moved with because I can write down the chapters to the page that these laws are written from the smoke detectors. Let's say that. There's not a smoke detector in the house. You've got 7 residents using SMOS Sound Reliance House, using United Way funds as deposits on a property that hasn't been zoned ever for multifamily or commercial, and you had the health department out here a year ago spraying for bed bugs who knew it was an apartment building. It's not a good situation, sir. All right, so I can file it or even start today, and then maybe, and the 2 sex offenders were in your court through probation that lived here. Nobody was told, not even when they were moved in. I wasn't told the woman this. My daughter had joint custody. Okay, I stayed at a shelter, and Larry Adams and PJ Elaine lived here. So we contacted Megan's Laws. Their parents has a law firm in New York. They've been involved for weeks in this case. Because how did it happen? It happened because I was set up by the state. It's an ugly little picture, but there's a lot more victims, almost 24 of them if you want to go. So it's a class action suit, kind of like the one Bob settled on Thursday with Housing Authority. So if I file it and request it to be moved in the proper jurisdiction, can I do that today instead of this bullshit restraining order that Schluger is involved in and signed?
Okay, what was your name again, ma'am?
Carol Baris.
Okay,
Yes. They finally fired Shalom. That's 5 years too late. A lot of victims. Unfucking believable. She's not there because of me. Schluger needs to be fucking arrested. That guy. Fucking retired. He needs to be arrested, Schluger. I'm gonna send that housing code. Yes, sir. No, I've done it. I won a housing code case against Constance Morale Law Firm in 2016 and moved to this property. One of the clerks there was related. to Arthur Bach, Christine Bach, in your clerk's office. I went and got my money back. I won that case. Went here. So I'm saying I know by the all right. I'm gonna go in and get that paperwork and file that shit today. I will. Housing code violation case. Said the town with Joe Smith admitted the number 2 on the apartment to show criminal intent of the criminal court 2 weeks ago. I confronted them with that. I just talked to their court. I'm not going in on the restraining order today that was denied. I'm filing a housing code violation case against them. I have the codes. I looked it up on 113 of the code violation case. And yeah, I want to fax that to their meeting today in France.
Okay, I won't have that ready today.
I understand. I have it ready. I had it ready last week. I'm telling you, I can read off the codes, everything down under perspective and compliance.
Where's the issue there? I mean, if no one lives there, he can have roommates, so he can basically do it as a rooming house legally. If the landlord didn't live there, that would change things. Then it's illegal or 5 unrelated. Okay, well, I can give you everybody that he's chased out of here, terrorized them instead of use the law, like me. Yeah, no, I understand that. But I'm going to go after.
No, I was staying in the show because I wanted my daughter. She was told my daughter was a rape victim and had children. There were 2 sexual offenders registered here. 3-time rapist and a suspected murderer who's now my daughter's boyfriend, for real. And Larry Adams under Megan's law. That's why their New York law firm is involved. This is not funny anymore. People, in fact, PJ got shot with a gun that went missing too, that's been left out. Oh, you're going to have a can of worms. Or I'm just saying, I'm not going to sit here and have you come shut it down and be the only one out of here because I'm not through Small Sound or Reliance House and not moved.
Yeah, I don't have the place that you're getting.
Jillian, you know what?
I don't have any. All I can do is I can tell the owner they have to fix stuff. If the building is not safe, then I can have people.
Okay, well, there's not a fire detector, smoke detector in here, and he was causing he was a danger to himself and me and everybody in this house when he wanted to bump me behind a stove with hot grease on an open flame, a gas stove.
That would be called the police department. That would not be.
Oh, I have that call. They didn't do anything. I also have a settled case. That's why Reardon and Interpol's getting into it. The police think it's funny.
Can you give me the Jenny's number?
Yeah. 212 964 8052. And I can show you the texts from November and October about this place and how well she speaks English and how she's always available. And how I told her about my daughter and she didn't say shit about this place being an alcohol party place and sexual offenders, violent, registered. She told nobody. There's 4 or 5 of us. Not just me and my daughter. Others that Sma feeds a pill to every day. He's a father. His kids are here. I called DCF a month ago or 2 months ago about this. I have video of the 3-year-old leaving with the sexual offenders here. It's not good, Dan.
No, it's not good. Let me call and I'll give you a call back as soon as I hear something.
All right, thank you.
No problem. Bye.
Bye. Oh, your little loophole, you stay here. I should have went and had you removed, then they could have shut the fucker down. Do one more time. I have the police, they arrest you, then they shut it down. Mm.